infantry equipment only. A challenge I saw under a lot of my videos and that I will take up today. And I thought, what better nation to use just infantry equipment than France? A nation famous for hiding behind a big wall, which didn't work out for them. But today, I will double down and only produce guns. And on top of that, win World War II. Yeah, today is gonna be painful. Anyways, without further ado, Araman, historical, and go. First and foremost, let me define with what I mean just guns. I will make this pretty straightforward and say I'm allowed to build nothing with my mills other than infantry equipment. We can only build infantry equipment. That I can't trick the system by just buying stuff on the market. I'm also only allowed to use units that use only infantry equipment. So this division here, bad. Support equipment. This division here, good. Only infantry equipment, elite. So I will do what no one ever did before. When starting up France, I will convert my entire army into the colonial brigade. Yeah. And you know what? I will also send it home because I need it here. I tested out this rule set, not thinking about things like supply, because we're also not allowed to build trains or trucks. Yeah, fun. I would say I didn't make the rules, but I did. These are my rules. We're just gonna live with that, okay? There's an international market. We can buy this stuff. But as for my beginner move, very straightforward. We gotta fix some modifiers here. And most importantly, we're gonna play historical because, I mean, I would say it's harder, but to be honest, we can't expand really with our current build, so I'm not even gonna pretend like I'm not doing myself a favor here. I would say the allies will save me, but in the last few patches, they have been very useless. Show the old playthroughs.
At any rate, that is what we are going to try to do.
Research, pretty straightforward. We need not a lot. As I said, we basically just build guns. That's all we're doing. No support equipment research, no tank research, no big gun research. Maybe Navy, because I'm allowed to build that. I still won't, because we fight the Germans, so Navy is kind of useless. No airplanes, so we're basically just researching, engineering, industry, and a gun. Yup. And would you look at that? 70-day focuses. I forgot that France still 70-day focuses. Oh no, they're all 70-day focuses. It is one of those focus trees. Oh, I didn't miss those. Yeah, finally. As for my early game focus here, at some point we want to get rid of political violence because it is kind of dangerous. It can be very annoying. So what I will do is we will go down all the way to buy time and then strengthen government because this modifier over here needs to time out, and it takes 1 year to do that, by the way. So we can do this focus to remove our very bad modifier. And it's fun that I say our very bad modifier because we have a lot of those. At least this one we need to fix because I want political power. And this one we can fix later on when we need doctrines, which we will need, by the way. Doctrines are super important for this challenge. Oh my god. If you ever played HOI4 with no air force, no fancy equipment, you know this is suffering. It truly is. And as a shout out for this challenge, I think this challenge was first made by Kur2 Games as the Soviet Union. I didn't see that video, so I don't know what he did, but I would like to credit him because I know I saw him do it before me. Just to be fair. You know what? I will sneak in ban the leaks real quick because the negative stability is piling up and already got one negative event from it. Yeah, TLDR, if you don't do this early, this modifier over here can really screw you over and you will get a lot more communist support in your nation. So doing this right now kind of fixes this problem, but costs us 70 days. I could play risky, I just don't want to. Not with this challenge. So we banned the leaks, lost some stability, but it is what it is. Let's review the foreign policy now, get some political power, and yes, for the rest of the focus tree, I will just go down to buy time, kinda, you know, dropping my friends in the Balkans. It is what it is. Strengthen the government for stability, which we do need. Then, I mean, I would say do this focus, but we can't, so I guess then we get a lot of good industry over here. This being the main reason I'm building civs right now, because we don't need mills. I didn't talk about this. We get enough mills from our focus tree. Like really, it is good. I know building civs right now is also not really good because we have this modifier, which is also slower civs construction speed, but mills would be more useless. And we need a lot of civs very very soon. But you know what? Actually correcting myself here, something we would very much need is anti-air. So let me build some of that. This we build at normal speed. I will build that. As I said, we can't build any equipment anti-air, but what we can build is static anti-air, which is the worst one by far. This is gonna be good for digging in, but nothing else. And the political power we got from the last focus, I will just use to get a silent workhorse. We do really need it. We get half a political power point a day now. Yeah, France. Spain wants 8. No, it costs political power and it gives me communism support. I am fine. Strength and government is also done. Now we have to wait a year for this. So let's fix the industry. We do still need a good industry. We have a lot of guns, but we will need so much more. Double checking if there's actually no other unit I can use. I mean, we can keep this one. The Mountaineers use no special equipment, but everything else has to go. And yeah, I guess we can build a few Mountaineers. I will build more colonial divisions and I will make them bigger later. But for that, we need army experience, and for that, I kind of need to fix our military. Yeah. So down here, 4 mills. I gladly take those. Guns-wise, we're building 50 a day now, at least around that. But as we wait for more equipment to trickle in, doing our research and just finishing industrial focuses to fix our industry. Once again, we got 2 mills over here and some decisions for later on to get more mills, where we can also remove the agreement, by the way. Let me talk about something I didn't talk about yet. A new DLC came out, Czechoslovakia. You might ask yourself, why is the new video not about this? Firstly, because I don't have a lot of time today. I'm kind of being forced to do IL stuff because I'm celebrating my birthday. I'm very sorry. It is very huge, and it's already with a political path chosen. You know the new paradox focus trees, and they are not showing everything anymore once you choose a path, which is very good, by the way. I did stream a monarchist playthrough. If you want to see my opinion on the DLC, you can watch that. It's still up on YouTube. But I've also heard other YouTubers say that the event chains are a little bit, you know, broken in the not good sense at the moment. So yeah, I might come back to this a bit later. And if you watch this in the past, you don't care about this because the DLC has already come out quite a while ago, I guess. Hello. This focus here, very nice, giving us a lot of military and civilian factories. I'll take that. The focus next to it, yeah, this should totally be like a 35-day focus. If this would be a 35-day focus, I would take it. Doing a focus also costs political powers. Even though this changes the economic law change by 50%, which, you know, is good, it does cost like 70 political power to do it, which, you know, diminishes the return by a lot. Because if you go over here, you see a national focus takes 1 political power a day, meaning this is 70 political power I could have gotten by not doing the focus. So this is like barely worth it. And if I'm already doing focuses that cost me political power, I would rather reform a military or get a better industry, you know, stuff like that, and not get a modifier that basically just, you know, pays for what it costs. Yay. I don't know. I don't want to be too rude to the French focus tree. It is old now. And with that one done, we can finally do defensive stratagems for removing that horrible modifier. Oh my god. It is super bad. Gun-wise, we're producing 138, now 139 guns a day. Yeah, we don't need mills. As I said, we have enough mills just for building guns. What we might want to do now is buy equipment and look out for trains, plus also trucks, because those are something I do kind of care for, and the Germans will try to bomb them a lot, so we're gonna buy them now. Can't build them, we need them, we buy them. Finally, I can use the international market. I don't want to buy too much though, because I lose all of my civs here. There's so many civs I just lost. 17. The upside is that we are actually helping our allies, because I'm buying this off the UK and the US. I hope they will use the extra civs. The allies are really not good at getting air dominance anymore, and I won't help. Let me correct myself, I can't help. To prove that, let me just select like all the planes I have and, you know, delete them. Like actually. So we only have gun, truck, and train. Yes, I could have sent that equipment to my allies, but to be fair, there is so much micromanagement and I'm lazy. It would have not changed anything. And no, I'm not selling it on the market. I'm giving myself a debuff here, and some of you will complain about it. You know who you are. I'm also doing some some tank research now for the sole reason that I would like to get more land facility progress, because there's something called the Stronghold, and that might be interesting. On the other side, Czechoslovakia is happening now, which, you know, once again shows us how the new focus tree will interact with that now. Plus, on top of that, we should maybe start building forts, because trust me, we will need forts. One row for now, more probably later. That focus is done. I think I will not do the armor reforms just yet, and get myself some more civs over here. The Sudeten crisis is still ongoing, with the Sudetenland now being its own thing. Interesting, because I never saw this historical. As I said, I did one playthrough in a stream, and that was ahistorical. All I got was an event telling me the Sudeten crisis is going on. No idea what this means. But as for me, give me the defensive guy. We will need him. And we are actually not too far away from getting this. Just a bit more world tension. I could do radio propaganda. I really want to wait, but at the same time, I need to go off civilian. You can get it for free. You can jump the early mobilization via an event, but I didn't get it. This is so sad. Okay, here we gotta be the bad guys, and yep, this worked quote-unquote normally. Good to know for now, historical is not broken. For now, you never know. On the other end, for our cool colonial division, I will just beef them up to 20 with, and that's what I want to work with. Very good. I also don't want the armor corps. Thank you very much. Yeah, we need a lot more guns now. We are for now fine with manpower. Maybe we are not. Okay, we have no manpower. We might need more manpower, which we can fix over here quite quickly. And with quite quickly, I mean in 210 days. We should also join the allies to not break the game too much. So I'm gonna do that real quick before I forget. And you know what? I will just go to early mobilization. I can't increase my recruitment law anyways, at least for now. So yeah, let's do that. Getting a lot more civs, so that is good. What I might also want to do is build a supply hub over here, because the supply situation in the Alps is really bad. What we probably can do now is to do this and get our factory output back. Yep, no strikes. Very good. Meaning we are on full factory output now. And yeah, we make 200 guns a day. This is basically all we need. We are in the allies, and I would say we should actually fix our manpower situation now. I will also prepare the first front line, reset the gun progress by getting better guns, which, you know, does kind of sting, but guns is all we have, and the improvement from 22 defense to nearly 29 is a lot. Also, you know, more soft attack, more breakthrough, all good for later. We just gotta get the efficiency up again, and that should hopefully happen quickly. We can also go to partial now. I will 100% do that. On a completely other note, I think the war is starting earlier than I wanted to, because it is 1939. So you know what? I will make a new theater, sending some troops to Italy, some to here, and some to here. So we have a theater for the German front, and a theater for the quote-unquote Southern front. I have no idea what happened over here. Slovakia became a puppet, and now there is a Ukraine with a war goal by Hungary. Is this historical? Is this something that happened? Because I didn't see that before. This might be the new historical. I really don't know. Perfect example here. They have no supply. Supply up literally just finished. So yeah, now they have supply. I will also bring them to a little bit of motorized supply, because we did buy some trucks, but we also don't have a lot. The Hungarians did declare this war, so this literally might just be historically what happened. Guns, we are slightly behind, but as we know, for the beginning of the war, let's just say we get some extra time. Germany will attack us around the beginning of 1940. But yeah, I'm gonna totally remove this modifier now, because this modifier will screw you up if you go to extensive. As what I wanted to say, Germany will leave us alone for a little bit, because they deal with Poland, they deal with Norway and Denmark, then they go into the Benelux, then they come for us. And at that point, that's where France failed. We built an extended Maginot line, which is very close to being ready, but I would like some backup lines here, because one wall, very good. 20 walls, better. Having already the anti-air up is really good news, though. I will put like 10 civs on repairing, because we will need that. That will also build more wall. So, bad modifier is gone. Again, one of them. We still have this one. And as much as I would love civs now, I'm gonna do the military reform. I wanna get doctrines. And yeah, the World War is starting. And yes, we are joining. No late joining, we will join immediately. Once again, this is our template. Just gun, nothing else. We should be able now just to go to extensive conscription, because we got rid of the negative modifier with full employment, meaning we shouldn't get anything bad for going double the recruitable population than before. Logistics also sounds good, especially in Africa, but yeah, we will need way more dudes. You know what? In Corsica, I know they like to meme a little bit. So what I will do is I will put 2 dudes back here just so they can't do a naval invasion and encircle me that way. And trust me, that happened. I will also drill all of these. And for the rest of the army, I can actually wait. Full priority on frontline units, by the way. They need the guns first. And everyone that is not stationed at the Maginot Line is allowed to drill for now. There's still a Benelux here. Poland is gone, though. Our military reforms are actually helpful. We can build forts quicker and more. We're gonna need that. Literally, the only thing I can give to myself is a lot of defensive planning. Like, I can build forts, which sound super OP until you remember Germans have bombers and tanks. This might backfire. In HOI4, just having guns is literally the worst you can do. Yes, we will have more men very soon, but this is still ticking up, and we are already in the mid of the war. I'll be building a few more rows of this, just so that I feel a bit more safe. Call me overcautious. I will call it, I've seen how this ends. So yeah, let's build those. Quick, please. I'm more scared of Italy than you might think, because in my test run, the Germans completely ignored this and put most of the army here, attacking me here. That wasn't fun. But yeah, with all the units we're pumping out, we are still slightly behind on guns, and it's only because, you know, we just deployed a lot of these units. We don't need mills. What we do need is more forts, so let's do that. Super good here. War bonds. Definitely taking that. Building even faster. Beautiful. And I know there's extend the Maginot Line, but I wasn't sure if I get this in time, so I built it manually, okay? Just wanted to be safe. Same with the Alps, okay? And would you look at that? The Benelux campaign has started, so yeah, we're out of the safe zone. We also start with Grand Battle Plan. That is super good. I will immediately go into defensive postures. It just kind of makes sense for us, does it? And it is kind of funny to choose in this case. Desperate defense. We get more recruitable population. We get defensive modifiers for all infantry. And we get a picture of a guy in a wheelchair with a Panzerfaust. So that's just based. I'm gonna take that. That is amazing. The German bombers are also out. And for now, we are really shooting them down. That is, yeah, that is super good. That do be starting to probe our defenses. For now, this looks good. But we are losing forts. And while they attack, we can't repair them. Belgium is gone. This is quote-unquote super good news, because now I will make the front line, building up some planning. I might also get a spy agency. I kind of forgot about that, but we can also reduce their planning via that. Italy is not in the war yet, but trust me, they will join very soon. And yeah, for now, it's gonna be me shooting down German bombers behind my bunker line. That's a lot. They probably use the CAS for bombing right now too, at least for my supply. Yeah, they're not doing themselves a favor. So if the Allies lose that air war, I did my part. Okay, static defense. We also get extend the Maginot Line. Very beautiful. And we can do now army reforms. In the background, we'll also get to war economy. I mean, we could go total mobilization, but we will need a lot of men. Like, a lot for pushing the Germans. So I might actually want to keep some of that manpower we got through desperate defense for other reasons. Why is the Soviet Union justifying on us? Oh, it's Romania, is it? Yeah, I'm still guaranteeing Romania. They joined the Axis. I guess that's the guarantee gone. And Italy joined the war. There you go. That's why we want to have defenses here, because Italy is also going to be very, very painful here. They are pushing slightly over here. But to be fair, if we let them push a little bit, they're kind of screwing themselves supply-wise. So, yeah, sure. If you really want to push, I don't really care. The Germans don't push at all. Kind of funny. The Italians are trying their best to push and lose. I do know I will need a lot more men, so I am building a lot more men. And yeah, I gotta say, this has to be proof that France just lost because they didn't double down enough. No tanks, no radio integration, all fake news, more forts, more gun, okay? All I'm saying. I don't care if the French had on paper better tanks than the Germans. It was a mistake to use them. Didn't they learn anything from World War I? Because they won that with just using guns and digging in. I know, stupid, right? Unyielding defender. Oh my god, these are traits I would never like. Like, aggressive assault is just better, but in this playthrough, it is beautiful. The more we dig in, the better, okay? We also got the army reforms through now. Once again, beautiful. Now, we have finally time to repair the economy, I believe. And yeah, that's what I talked about, by the way. The Germans are down here in Italy. They're not pushing here in the Benelux, where there's open land. No, they're like, you know what? The Alps. That's where we gotta push. And the sad news is, if they rotate the units enough here, I might never be able to repair any of these forts, and they might actually push. So I do gotta be careful. I do have some more mountaineers soon to be ready, so they're gonna be helpful. But for now, I gotta consolidate Africa, and I think we might be able to get some Italians killed here with some offensive operations. I know, crazy that I say this, but they have no supply, so we just win by doing that. They pushed very deep. I didn't look, and that's their mistake. Encircled. Anyways, more mountaineers, help. I do find it funny that we get an encirclement so early. I didn't expect that, but I do take it. Beautiful. They do be trying to attack this facility, which reminds me, we probably have enough experience for, yeah, the land warfare network. Let's do that. They might succeed with the bombing on the other side. It has full anti-air, so we get actually a 67% chance. And yes, I will read it as 67, nothing else. Very good news here. Commando expert. That might be amazing for getting more mountaineers out, so I'll take him. The Germans are pushing up here. I'll actually take it back. It's the Italians. So we have the Italians pushing on the German front and the Germans pushing on the Italian front. This is nothing I planned for. This is just HOI4. HOI4 in a nutshell. There you go. Losses so far. We lost 32k, mostly to Italy. The Germans lost 46k to us. Actually 47 now. And the Italians 315. Sorry, 16, 17. They're losing a lot. Okay, the Italians are losing a lot to us. They're not even pushing here anymore. They're just also pushing here now. I do hope at some point the Germans will start a grand offensive over here, and I might be able to bait it a little bit by making a fallback line and moving a third of the units to the fallback line, making it more attractive to push. It kinda does. They did push here for a second. They are definitely pushing down here, and Africa is holding. So putting more and more units on the back line. I got some aggression from the Germans now, which I hope, you know, makes them drain the equipment a bit. Italy frontline also seeming quite decent at running the tanks over here, which is beautiful. Corsica is under control. We are holding this here. Yeah, generally speaking, we didn't really lose any land. I mean, we lost like 2 provinces here, but I didn't have supply here, so it was kind of tactical retreat back into supply. So yeah, I am happy. I might build like a bit more fortification here to be safe, but aside from that, should be fine. And normally I would go ambusher here, but they don't attack us, so I will go aggressive for later. I don't know, like obviously we should go ambusher here for the defensive build, but at some point we do gotta push, and they're not pushing. They're not even bombing anymore. They stopped that. I don't know if they ran out of bombers or whatever happened. And they might be pushing here, but I feel like every time they're about to, we catch ourselves again. And if they do, I can always reinforce. Yeah, I'm reinforcing these provinces now because they are being damaged a lot because they are endlessly attacking it. But I would say with the reinforcements from all sides, this is holding beautifully. And because I don't have any air force up, the AI doesn't bring air force up either. I don't know, they're still doing that. As long as you have no units in your air zone and you don't use air force, they don't tend to use air force. They either want to support their own cause, meaning they support their own troops like here, or they want to prevent you from using CAS/fighters in your own air zone. We don't do that though, so they just chill. Japan wants these territories here. No, I can't just say no, by the way. Like, they will declare war on us anyway, so why bother? You know what, I have an entire division that does nothing. I'll just send that over here for now. I do gotta say this situation turned out quite well for us. I did check the losses, and we lost not that much more, 135k. Most of that to the Italians still, so that's not the German push being so painful. The Germans on the other side are 338k losses now. The Italians are at 1 million. I don't know how the Italians are doing that. That's just an entirely different art form. As for Africa, I'm sacrificing a little bit of units here, but to be fair, it's kind of working in my favor. We're about to get Tripoli. Oh yeah, that is good. Yeah, beautiful. Losses now of Italy, 1.4 million. 830k is us. Gun only, by the way. Germany is like 500,000, and we're looking up to, I mean, 250,000. It is bad, but it's also way better than normal warfare would do. So we do be fighting this situation, and we do be holding for now, which means a lot. And even though they're not losing that much men, the equipment they lose here is expensive. Air Force wise, I don't know why Germany has more than Britain, and Italy still has so much. So I guess my allies are once again not doing a good air war. On the other side, they kind of lose all of their ports in Africa, so that is good. That might mean a naval invasion of Italy, which, jokes aside, could be super good news for me, because that would be the Italian Air Force gone. What we didn't use yet is, static warfare. I nearly forgot about those. Those are very nice modifiers. I'll take those. Relief of command, sure. And theater training for quicker specializations in terrain. Otherwise, I will go with the attack bonuses, because we will will need them later. And yeah, Africa is literally just falling apart. Nothing to add here. And I think that's like a lot of the Italian army here. This is, yeah. Japan is joining now, which of course is not amazing news, but once again, the situation could be way, way worse. We're still fighting a war we should lose in a way that is even worse than, I mean, better than historical. And the US is joining now, which is also good. Yeah, goodbye Italian army in Africa. These units can now come over here and we can maybe push into Italy later. But now, okay, I don't really get a fire break here to repair the fortifications. They don't want to have that. What I didn't really talk about is that the main fighting front line right now is Corsica, for the sole reason that they bring the Air Force here, because, you know, we share an air zone with our troops here. So yeah, these troops are holding out for a super long time now, but they never get the chance to look healthy. Oh, and they also finally pushed over here, so one province lost. Kinda sad, but new defensive line unlocked, I guess. And oh yeah, they bring the Air Force now in. That is mixed news. Them taking one province kind of shows off that point very good, that they now have the Air Force here. The good thing is I have a lot of anti-air here, meaning I shoot them down quickly, but in the short term, this is gonna hurt. Yeah, this still shows how dangerous it is when they start pushing, because they broke through the second line also quick, thanks to a lot of tanks. And yeah, once our fortifications break down, we kind of screwed. The good side is we have the allies now here, you know, the US and the UK. For the longest time, they didn't do anything. They do be fighting in the air war now here, but it doesn't look like they're winning. There's way more German fighter planes. I can't really see how they trade. I just know that I shoot down the bombers that try anything. It is good to see that I finally get a response from the Germans and we can start to diminish the Air Force thanks to them doing something here. But for my ground forces in the short term, this is bad news. The good news is that, you know, even though the Germans have more planes, we have better airport situations here. So the chances are high that the British will trade better. Doesn't mean they will, but you know, the chances are there. I do gotta say, one upside this push had is that they are draining their equipment here. That is super nice. They have so many troops, don't get me wrong, they have so many troops, the Germans. What you do gotta know is that they will probably not declare war on the Soviets because they're losing against me. And the German AI is now a bit more intelligent, not starting another front line, at least for now. So we gotta sit this one out and pray for competence. Okay, I can't say what's going on here. Every time I look away, they push one province further, and my only theory is that my allies are kind of fucking me and allowing the enemy to orc me, which I ideally not appreciate. We did finally unlock that, so, you know, situation we are in right now. Maybe let's build that, giving us very good bonuses for that region to defend, which we will need. The Germans really screwed themselves with, you know, pushing in so deep, but it's not like I can counter push them, so I still have to be very careful. Manpower trading wise, the Germans have lost 2.2 million just to us. Italy, 1.4 million, a lot. We lost 625k. Air Force wise, it is red. I don't know what the allies are doing. It is not helping me, I can tell you that much. Yeah, the British are very good at home defense now, but that's kind of where they're staying at, just really home defense. So if you thought bringing the allies in would be a huge upgrade, so far they're only eating my supply, so yeah, there's that. I might take it back. There's a naval landing happening right now in Italy. I mean, happening is a big word. Let's see if it actually happens or not. They did land over here. So the Americans are doing something. Air Force wise, the Germans look at 100,000 planes. The British are catching up. Heads up to them. And the US, oh my god. US, what are you doing? They have less than the Italians. US naval landing failed. Yeah, I'm getting heavily bombed right now on Corsica. Nothing I can really do here. Air supremacy is something the allies have not decided to give me. It is, you know, fun. Me making the impossible possible by holding France. The allies using that extra buffer to do less. I gotta say, the US landing here is good though, because it does get the Mussolini thing ticking. Let's see if they can even secure that. Manpower-wise, they are at a higher manpower law, but, you know, for now that doesn't mean anything, so yeah. I don't know why they're trying any D-Day landing here without any air force. Immediately lose and leave. Oh my god. They're already being pushed out of here. As I said, the Germans will come here if you're not quick enough, and they will use the air force that they have more than enough of to just kick them out. I have to fix this. Gun only France has to fix this. The good thing is these fortifications have very good stats, and I can build in the north here. Plus, once I have that supply up over here built in this city, I might have enough supply to push. But, you know, this is all speculation. I've read air and everything, so it's not like this is gonna be easy. But getting rid of these amounts of German tanks would be really good news for once. I mean, these strongholds help a lot. They give local supply, they give the enemy attritions, and we can build more forts now. Not a day, not a US landing. What is this? What is this landing? They all move out immediately. They land and they leave. Oh my god. With allies like this, you don't need enemies. They send more people in now. They left the port. Now they send more people in after everyone left. Oh my god. What is this? So rotating all the attacks a little bit, and we might be able to get one province back. I don't know, because sometimes my units just stop attacking, which is a HOI4 classic, even though they still have some orc. But yeah, the reserves don't get it in time, so the offensive stops. We all know it, we all love it. But for now, we have some good news. The UK actually did something good over here, securing Sardinia. I help with that. That is good. They might also get this. I guess my distraction over here, getting all of the air force into France, might be a good thing, even though, oh my god, the allies are losing the air war so hard for no reason. So yeah, 1943. I think a year has passed, and yeah, you didn't miss anything. It's still me digging in, me building up the allies. Maybe winning in Asia. I haven't looked at Asia in a while. Nope, Asia looks worse now. They are definitely not winning in Asia. US has still no planes. The UK has less planes now. The Germans have more planes, and the Italians have less planes. Yeah, no comment. And the Soviets are just vibing. I do want to say that I've caused 4 million casualties for the Germans. I lost 1.3 million, which is a lot. But to be fair, I am only using guns. I will build some mills now for the sole reason that I do want to do a grand offensive very soon, because the Germans, at least in my opinion, are very much at the limit at this point. Yes, they can squeeze out like a bit more manpower if they really need to. Fall of Rome, I'm not sure if they're able to pull this one off, but you'll be missing some guns. But you know what? I will do them a favor and push there too, which is green, kinda to at least get the Italians out of this war. And I wouldn't mind an Italian puppet. And don't forget, over here we have our mountaineers, which are surprisingly not bad divisions. They don't have any bonus stats or anything, but you attack better in hills and mountains. And if you were unsure about this until now, yes, we're gonna win this by doing wave attacks. The only thing we can do here. It is a gun only thing, so what did you expect? Tactical encirclements. I tried it here, I really did. You have to overwhelm them from the entire front line, and then you get to this point. And for that, they have to be kind of weakened, and then you bring them into a downward spiral. Italy has that now, thanks to having like multiple fronts. Germany is not really there yet. Their troops are fairly equipped and have a good amount of units per province. So yeah, even though them having less supply here did stop the spearhead. You know what? I'm gonna risk it a little bit and do a general push with some parts of my army. The UK tries a landing, and I think we can use that momentum to get a lot of our provinces back and maybe encircle some stuff. The UK left us after a few seconds. Great. I'm so drained, the AIs. I mean, see, they're doing landings like this, and then they don't act on it. Like, they do the work, and then they leave. I'm buffooned. Like, they lose Rome, they do this. They lose this, they land somewhere else. And I don't know why they're so incapable of building an air force. Turkey they joined, though. That is good news. Opens up an entire new front line over here. I hope they don't immediately get overrun. Italy's actually running out of manpower. All adult served is only scraping the barren legs. Germany has no manpower right now. That means, as for the second, whatever we kill is gone. Oh, that might be a one-time opportunity. They generally secured Thessaly. Okay, they moved everything away from encircling this. Please, please, this is an encirclement. Just close the pocket, allies, please. A second ago, there had a lot of tanks here. They're all gone now. Oh my god. Just spice the allies. Oh, Japan might be dead very soon. This might be good news. Good news, I cut this off, and they really only get naval supply now, meaning they get no supply. So, no more support means nice encirclement. Oh, they're trying air support now. I see the paradrop in supply. Respect. It's a good thing. Good job, AI. By the way, as an update, the allies failed here. They just couldn't close the pocket. And let me look over to Japan. Oh, what a surprise. They failed here too. You hear in my voice my surprisement. So, first encirclement of today against the Germans, and we're getting our land back. Italy, we are holding. Yeah, not gonna push here for now. Soviets are... You can't make this up, right? The Soviets are only at war with everyone except Germany. So, mainland France reconquered, losses so far. 2.5 million on our side. You know, it is adding up through those wave attacks. 2.4 just on Italy. 5.3 to Germany. Yeah, I'll be waiting a second to gain back some guns, which we, you know, build super quick now. And then I would say, let's start a general offensive everywhere. Big lag. Oh, I don't know how the US did it, but they won. They just controlled this island a second ago. I showed you this. War is over. You know what? I don't mind. The Japanese theater being gone is good news, because we need to defeat an overcooked Germany that refuses to fight the Soviet Union. And I'm surprised I see some green here, especially down here. Yeah, but yeah, we will burn a lot of infantry equipment there. But equipment-wise, the Germans are kind of cooked here. So yeah, use the Air Force all you want. I don't care. The Netherlands is freed. Very good. Me attacking everywhere actually gives the Allies some breathing room to do naval invasions. And yeah, for once, I think we actually got this. We lost like a province in the Maginot Line because the defense is there. But everywhere else, we are kind of pushing. We also have a big encirclement over here. And in the meanwhile, the Soviets have pushed into Budapest. Beautiful encirclement, though. Okay, we kind of ran out of manpower, so maybe let's chill a second. Time for service by requirement, I would say. Milano, for some reason, is for the taking, so I'm just gonna do that. Yeah, Mussolini post. Civil War should happen very soon. I will be chilling a little bit for the new manpower to tick in, and then we do some more wave attacks. The supreme way to win wars, obviously. Okay, maybe no wave attacks, because the Soviets peaced out, and I've by far the most war support, so you know what? Let me just make some natural French borders here. Okay, great. The liberated Italy is a puppet of Germany, because after the peace treaty, the Civil War triggered, but in that moment, they were already a puppet of the Allies. Anyways, knowing that, me taking the land directly was the best thing I could have done. Otherwise, the Italian puppet would flip from my hands into the Axis, so yeah. The Soviets are finally at war with the Germans, though, and they got a good amount of puppets, so once again, the Allies are not doing a good job here. And you thought me joining the Allies was a buff. Yeah, that's what you thought. But we did get nice encirclements down here. I am pressing against Germany, and thanks to the Allies, we are pushing. So, the French are in Berlin. Must be super bad news for the Germans, and especially the French are here. And it's so good to read French forces have successfully stormed the German capital. The French tricolor can now be seen flying over their right. Gently. That must piss them off. But yeah, we are winning. They just don't have the units anymore. Yalta Conference, I don't give a hoot. It's interesting that there is a Yalta Conference. Soviets, you've done nothing. You're like the US in the First World War. You just arrived at the end. How much percent do they have? 2. They have 2%. Why is there a Yalta Conference? So we're about to have Munich. The Soviets are looking at 3% now. Very, very much. The capital is in Karlsruhe. I guess we can go into some open states everywhere because, yeah, the German front lines are generally a mess. They brought in Great Albania. I can't be scared. Okay, Linz is enough. There you go. Peace treaty. We won. We'll actually take the rest of Italy now because I can. So, peace treaty is over. I got, surprisingly, I know, the most. Poland actually stayed free. The Soviets, they didn't get anything. I controlled Germany, and if you ask yourself if Germany still exists, yeah, in Königsberg and this Sudetenland state. Yeah, it's a horrible world. Let's just agree to this. And oh my god, they released this again. This is an interesting Iron Curtain, all I have to say. But from my side, to answer the question, can you win World War II only using infantry equipment? Yes. Did I fight with the Allies? Yeah, but to be honest, they were more in my way than they were a help, so I might even say this was a debuff, honestly. Like, they stole my supply. All of that aside, a little bit in a negative now. These were my divisions. My supporters, I love you. Doesn't matter if you just watch the videos, like, subscribe, you know, all of that stuff. And as always, an especially thank you to all my financial supporters who, you know, helped me pay my rent. If you want to join, you know the ways. YouTube membership, Patreon, or even a super thanks. It all helps. But as always, watching is always enough. From my side, I wish you all a good one. Until next time, where we might actually look into Czechoslovakia. Bye.